Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing a Recon the role-playing game story. I'm titling this one Extra Dimensional Horrors. Not horrors, horrors. Yeah, before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on all of your social media platforms, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the one pictured here, Outlaw Trails. It is a tabletop role-playing game based in the Old West. You get to chase down bad guys or become a bad guy, go on cattle drives, get in saloon brawls, whatever floats your boat, you know? And anything in the Old West is possible here. It's very basic. I designed it so that even people who have never played a tabletop role-playing game before can pick it up and within a couple hours not only be playing, but be running the game. Yeah. I hope you get it. Hope you enjoy it. And if not, then there's a lot of other stuff on my page there. My author page on Amazon, H.L. Anderson. Hope you find something you like. Hope you enjoy reading it. Here we go. Extra Dimensional Horrors. Back in 1991, my friend Mark saw a movie, and I honestly do not remember what movie it was. But it evidently left an impression on him because he wanted to run a recon game based on that movie. Now, Mark is a great friend and runs an excellent game, so we all agreed. We used the characters we were using for my friend Earl's game. Earl opted to create an appropriate character to play, and so we were ready. The group was my point man, Angelo's medic, John's grenadier, Larry's RTO, Gary's intel guy, Earl's sniper, and Bobby's pigman. Excuse me. We were a group of mercenaries, and we were hired by a big company to go to an island research facility and rescue anyone who was still alive. They had had some kind of an accident, but they weren't real forthcoming with information, but they were paying well, so, you know. all they told us was that they'd received a distress call, and they wanted to recoup their losses and see what could be salvaged. And that meant getting the people out. We were flown out to a huge ocean liner, which was anchored off the coast of the island, and we were going to be taken to shore by launch, a boat, a small boat. The first sign of trouble was when we approached the ocean liner anchored off the shore. It was dark and there was nobody on board. We investigated and found multiple places where bloody spots indicated the crew was attacked. The absence of bodies indicated that they were taken for some reason. We radioed in and reported what had happened, what we'd found, and our employer wanted us to proceed with the mission. He really, really wanted to salvage what he could from the island. And so the pay was good, like I said, so we went on. We took the launch and headed for the island under cover of darkness. We hit the beach about 2 clicks from the harbor so that we could sneak in. We felt, sneaking in would be the thing to do. It took us about an hour to hump through the jungle to the main facility. There was no wildlife. None at all. At that point, we became really concerned. There were 4 buildings surrounding the main research facility. We systematically searched the 3 outer buildings nearest to us. We found nobody alive. But there were multiple spots with bloody residue where attacks had taken place. At one point, there was shell casings from a 9mm pistol, but there were no bodies, and we didn't find the gun. So at this point, we decided that we really needed to know what they were researching, so we headed for the central building. The main entrance was wide open, and strange lights were strobing from deep within the building. I took point and headed in. Everybody followed, backing me up. We found a room loaded with strange equipment, which seemed to be generating a kind of an odd strobe light effect in the center of a large room. It was at this point strange creatures began pouring out of that light. Turns out it was a portal. These things were spider-like creatures with 6 legs and a humanoid torso. They had three stinger tails and crab-like claws in the front, along with the humanoid arms and hands up on the torso. These creatures were numbered in the hundreds. They were pouring out of that. We retreated as Bobby and I laid down covering fire. Bobby had that M60 and it worked pretty good. The team made it back outside into the courtyard and we slammed the doors shut. We took a breather and decided that the money wasn't worth it. It was time to go. Anybody here who was still alive, they were doing better than we were, so it was time to go. The creatures started clawing through the walls, the concrete walls. They were freaking strong, and there was a lot of them. We ran for the boat. We were armed for a rescue mission. We had no heavy ordnance. At some point, getting to the jungle, John and Earl slipped away from the group, and we did not notice. They had written a note to Mark. We didn't know where they went. We couldn't back them up because we didn't know where they went. We didn't know what they were doing. We were running for the boat. And we never saw them again. Later on, the players learned that they had tried to destroy the equipment with his grenade launcher to stop the portal, which I guess was a noble attempt, but, you know, what the hell? The rest of us had a running gun battle through the jungle. Our bullets and our other weapons were killing them, but it took a lot, and at one point Bobby hung back and used his M60 to keep the creatures away. We got about 300 yards away from Bobby, and the pig stopped. His M60 stopped. The monsters quickly overtook us, and it became an onslaught. We took up positions in the trees and made a stand. Larry and I both got seriously wounded, and when Angelo tried to treat us, he was killed. The creatures just kept coming. Gary, who turned out to be a real piece of shit in real life as well, turned and ran for the boat. Larry and I tried to keep together and fight our way to the beach. I was knocked unconscious. Larry threw me over his shoulder and tried to carry me to the beach. When we burst from the jungle into the sand, Gary was in the boat heading to the ocean liner. He left us. The monsters killed us both right there on the beach. Then they started chasing Gary by swimming really fast through the water. Gary died on the ocean. He made it to the ocean liner, but before he could do anything, they were up on the deck with him, and they killed him. We were not happy with Gary, but in the end, it just didn't matter. It was a total party kill. If we had known to expect these things, we would have planned accordingly. We would have had better ordnance, different ordnance. But all we knew was that there was an accident at a research facility. Who knew they were trying to do interdimensional crap, right? So yeah, it was a total party kill, and which, by the way, ended Earl's game as well. So yeah, we all made up new characters. Mark decided to make up a new one with us because he really didn't want to run his old one with new players, with a new team. So yeah, that was not good. We all died. Oh Lord, that's the thing about Recon. You never know. You just never know. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.